Bullying is any intentional or willful act which disrupts a public school or that causes a student to be in a climate of fear.
Right now, what you're seeing, so many kids are being bullied. We're currently doing a campaign called Bullying Breeds Gang Members, where we're educating these kids about the consequences of joining gangs.
When I say stop, you say bullying, all right? Stop! 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 Yeah! I'm the young face of a generation. We Xbox and YouTube and every PlayStation. A lot of animation, inspirations. I'm motivated. Overrated, contemplated. I'm exasperated. I want to stay young, but time keeps evaporating. Sticking in the hot bin of grease.
Many of these kids are joining gangs because they're afraid. They're going to school, they're being beaten at school, in their neighborhoods, in their communities, and so they're looking for that protection.
Kids who are bullied are far more depressed, report being far more depressed, and if I feel that I'm going to be beat up at any given point all the time, it takes its toll.
And so instead of being the victim, they're joining these gangs.
And in Georgia, we've endeavored to protect the school and protect the school environment, so we've made bullying illegal. Senate Bill 250 was signed into law in May of 2010 by Governor Perdue, and now is the law of the land with respect to bullying.
As it's taking its toll, I become more and more depressed. I don't want to go to school. I don't feel safe at school. And yet, oddly enough, school is one of those places we force kids to go to. They don't have the option, oftentimes, of changing schools or moving somewhere else.
I am a parent in DeKalb County, and it's time that awareness is brought to attention, to the forefront, that the Bible says if you raise up a child in which the way that they should go, when they are old, they will not depart from it. It is a child's responsibility as well as the parent's responsibility to be educated, informed citizens. And I want people to understand that bullying is a spirit, and it is a spirit of hate that cannot continue to be allowed in our school systems. It cannot continue to be allowed in our homes. And a child is a sponge in the beginning, and what they're learning comes from the community. And the Bible also states that a divided house cannot stand. So if the community and DeKalb County school systems do not pull together to stop this act, there will be another Jaheim.
April 16, 2009, Jaheim Herrera unfortunately took his life after being bullied systematically at Dunner Elementary School. I became involved in the case about a few days later when Ms. Bermudez called me and told me that she had warned the administrators and the teachers at Dunner on at least 7 occasions that Jaheim was being bullied by a group of young men. He was actually attacked and jumped in the bathroom. He was attacked in several other places in the school, and the school did nothing about it. And he decided that he could only do one thing, and that was to take his life.
Jaheim will never be forgotten in the hearts of the people that loved him and knew him. No one should be bullied. No child should have to ever go to school in fear. My own children have been bullied in DeKalb County, so I do know that it exists, but it is not right, and nor will the parents stand for it.
All the administrators and teachers to know that I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to keep fighting for the justice for my son, Raheem, and they need to be held accountable for what happened to him, because what happened to him should have never happened to him. They have a lot of cover-up. That's why they're doing this thing, Bullying Awareness Month, and I'm here to prove them wrong, because they know what happened to my son. So I'm not going to keep still, and wherever I go, they're going to see me. You know, I'm not going to stop, and I'm doing it for Jaheim, for them other kids that are getting hurt, and they're trying to cover up that. They're trying to put it under, sweep it under the rug. They have like 1,900 cases of bullying here in DeKalb County. That's why they did the Bullying Awareness Month, to cover up, so people can't know what's going on with them, you know, but I'm here so they can see me out here, supporting my son and other kids that are getting hurt. I'm not going to keep still. I'm not going to shut my mouth.
The current law now goes from kindergarten to 12th grade, and if there is a child determined to commit any acts of bullying, they are taken to a tribunal hearing where there's an evidentiary hearing and there's a determination of whether or not a bullying offense has occurred, and then there's age-appropriate sanctions that can range anywhere from counseling all the way up to expulsion.
Well, I think it's important to follow the bully campaign because honestly, if it ain't you, a lot of people are not going to pay attention to it. They're going to be like, well, it ain't me, it's that person's problem. But that shit is serious, excuse my French, but that's how serious it is, because it's like people that really don't want to come outside because one person or two people or a group of people make them feel less than a human. So I feel like everybody should like open their eyes to that situation, because it ain't fun. It ain't funny when it's your kid, your nephew, your girl cousin, your boy cousin, your uncle, aunt, whatever the case may be. So.
What happened to Bobby Tillman was clearly a crime at that point. He was jumped outside of a party, which is clearly an aggravated assault, and at that point he died, which took it to murder or felony murder, which was very unfortunate for the young men that participated, and it sent another shockwave through this community that we really have to look very hard at what's going on with our teens and this hyper-violence that's taking place.
It's very hard today. It feels like the day I found out. So it hasn't, I thought it would be a little more healing, but it's not. It actually, I feel a little worse because it's been a year that I haven't seen it.
Bow down, let go of your idols. You want it all today. You want it all today. You want it all today. You want it all. All of you want it all today. Oh, all of you, more of you want it all today.
With these children, trying to keep encouraging them, keep showing them love, keep having them speak out against violence and speak out for love, self-love, self-empowerment, self-respect, and respect for others. I really, truly believe it will make a difference. We may not touch every child, maybe not even 80%, but 60% is way better than 30%.